Deadline days don't tap politely in Detroit. They hit the doorframe, shake Allen Park, and make you choose whether this is the year you protect a Super Bowl window with action instead of hope. And tonight the hum inside the building is louder than the weather radar because the math just changed in our trenches. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, your spot for straight talk and sideline clarity. Smash that, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next call. And here's the promise of what I'll deliver without giving away the twist too soon. We're going to track how interior offensive line depth slid from nice to have to priority one after Minnesota. We're going to stack the market board from big-ticket names to clean plug-and-play fits. And we're going to map what an instant chemistry move looks like when your right guard already speaks your language. Because if you can stabilize the interior in November, you don't just survive December, you dictate it. The Week 9 tape didn't just bruise egos, it rewrote availability. With Christian Mahogany trending toward a holiday return, Tate Ratledge catching his own setback, and Graham Glasgow's emergency run at center flashing the truth every line coach knows. Continuity wins, and when it breaks, the first thing to go is timing. That's why the front office has always carried two parallel boards, one for splash and one for certainty, and you can feel both paths heating up. Joel Bitonio is the elegant answer at left guard. 7 Pro Bowls, model of durability, contract effectively workable as a one-year commitment. But he costs premium capital, and Cleveland rarely throws in a bow. Nick Allegretti is the floor play with rings in his suitcase and recent left guard snaps. But he's been living on special teams since week 2, and that's a lot of rust if you need January torque. Evan Brown brings center LG flex and institutional memory with Holmes Campbell from the early build. Yet the grade book says he slots below Glasgow, and we're not in the shuffle to shuffle business when the goal is raising the ceiling, not just covering the cold spots. That leaves the lane that always makes the most sense for contender football. Reunite with a pro's pro who already earned respect here, whose current team is 1-8 and selling the final months of one-year contracts, and whose profile fixes exactly what the Vikings expose: communication on twists, anchor on bull, and clean combo to climb work that turns duo into 5 yards and 2nd and 5 into play-action heaven. I'm talking about a name you know in your bones. And yes, we'll say it like a finish line, because that's what it could be for this stretch run Kevin Zeitler. Let me make the case the same way the staff does. From the grass up, Ben Johnson's offense is at its best when the interior pocket holds its shape and the run menu stays multiple. And Zeitler protects both like a metronome. His independent hands are textbook. His first post-snap step is efficient. His hat placement travels indoors, outdoors, silent count, full noise. And because he doesn't panic against late insert blitzers, you don't see the ripple effect that ruins drives, the back needing the chip inside, the tight end abandoning the route, Goff losing the second hitch on a deep out to St. Brown. On protection ID, he's seen every simulated pressure in the book. He'll talk the cross dog before it hits, and he has the anchor to sit down on a bull without grabbing cloth. That poise is exactly how you beat NFC playoff fronts that stress B-gaps for a living. In the run game, the value shows up faster than the TV copy can catch it. On duo, Zeitler's vertical displacement lets Montgomery stay square and fall forward for 4 when it could be 2. And on inside zone, his Torton seal gives Jahmyr Gibbs an honest cutback without the backside 2-eye spilling it across his face. When we pull, he hits landmarks and finds the mic without overrunning the angle, which is how you turn a 4-man box into explosives without asking your receiver to become a fullback. None of that is sexy unless you count winning. And that's the whole point. This is a certainty purchase, not a lottery ticket. Now the part every grown-up contender has to solve: chairs. Zeitler is a career right guard with only 2 pro snaps at left guard. Ratledge logged 4 at LG in college. And Glasgow has been our duct tape, toggling between guard and center. You handle it like professionals. Keep Zeitler at RG, where his punch-catch timing is elite. Coach Glasgow at center, with an emphasis on set point depth and slide rules to reduce drift, and pilot LG week to week based on health, opponent, and chemistry until mahogany returns. On weeks where the opponent's best interior rusher lives over LG, plan your nudges, half slide away, keep the back scanning front side. Tag quick game to punish wide nines when they spike inside, and build more pistol to slow the backside on inside zone. On weeks where you can hunt, double to the backer, and make them declare how badly they want to sit in a 3-tech. What you don't do is overreact and break what works on the right just to paint symmetry on a whiteboard. Playoff football is about winning the plan, not winning the mirror. Compensation and cap is where this moves from good idea to realistic. Tennessee's record plus the 1 year. $9 million cash ticket screams day 3 framework think conditional. 2026 fourth that escalates with snaps or playoff wins. Or fifth with reachable incentives. Nothing that touches the premium pick stack homes. Uses to keep the roster young and nasty. The remaining cap hit is manageable for a contender that already modeled multiple deadline paths. And you're not compromising extensions or next spring's flexibility. You are buying wins in the months where wins cost the most. Chemistry is the last box, and it might be the clearest Zeitler already thrived in Hank Fraley's room. He knows the cadence of our protection calls. He carries himself like a pro's pro. And he doesn't turn every combo block into a wrestling match that knocks the run fit off schedule. The room respects that, and this locker room doubles down on it, because the standard is set by players, not slogans. If you want the small stuff that matters in December, screens clean up, because Zeitler understands how to screen the screen, selling pass long enough to delay the alley defender before climbing with the right angle. Hard counts become a weapon because a steady right side lets you steal 5 yards without a bad matchup hanging in the air. And the play-action package grows teeth because Goff can hold the second hitch without feeling a knee in his lap. These are the invisible first downs that keep defenses trapped and stadiums growling. I'm not going to pretend there's no risk. The left side musical chairs are real, and you will get snaps where chemistry isn't perfect. But that's the kind of problem coaches love because it's coachable footwork, eyes, calls, while the problem we'd have without a move is not. Hoping a patchwork interior wins a 2-minute drill in a loud building. And yes, the splash pass still exists if Petonio shakes loose cheap. You listen, but Detroit's identity since Holmes and Campbell got here has been ruthless sanity. Buy toughness. Protect the QB, stay multiple in the run, and never pay twice when once will do. A Zeitler reunion checks every one of those boxes without touching the ones labeled future regret. Here's my clean analysis before I hand it to you. Bringing back Kevin Zeitler is the most logical. Low-friction upgrade Detroit can make today instant fit at RG. Glasgow stabilize at center with clear coaching points. A pragmatic LG rotation until we're healthy. And a protection run blueprint that travels in January. Compensation should live in the day 3 range with sensible escalators. The cap is workable, and the chemistry upside is real. The move doesn't end our deadline board. It sharpens it after RG is secured. You can still scan for a value corner or a rotational edge without forcing anything. Now it's your turn, Lions family. Would you ship a conditional 4th in 2026 for Zeitler right now? Or push harder for a pricier left side specialist and accept the capital burn? Would you keep Glasgow at center or swing him to LG to lock the left while Zeitler owns the right? Drop your best 5-man lineup combos for Green Bay, San Francisco, and Philly in the comments. Tell me the exact protection rules you marry each week and the run concepts you major in. I'll pin the sharpest trench blueprint next upload. If this inside-out breakdown hits your football brain, tap like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. You'll get fast updates, real tape, and cap nuance every time the board moves right here on Lions News Fan Report.